Why don't I have all those things? It's something like social media is very good for showing other people what you have, especially when you have, like, for example, what they call it, lifestyle social media content, where you see people showing their homes with all the Christmas trees and decorations, beautiful homes, and makes people compare themselves and what they have to what these people that they are showing on social media. It creates a silent emotional pressure within you, especially for people who don't have enough money, don't have family support, don't have a partner. Okay? Because I've noticed that single people get extra lonely at this time. You know what I mean? You want to do everything because you want to be like other people. As human beings, we are created like that, right? We use other people to compare how far we are in life and what we've achieved in life. However, you have a choice not to do that, but most people fall into that trap. People begin to comparing their life to other people's highlighted reels, which creates shame. You feel shameful, you feel lonely, you feel insecurities, you're feeling inadequacy as well. Thank you for joining my live, guys. Today we're talking about a very interesting topic. It's the hidden emotional effects of festive season. It's a true real thing. The financial stress of Christmas. People don't understand that this thing comes every year. Why do you have to spend so much money on something that comes every single year? You understand? Financial stress, buying gifts, expensive gifts. A gift is a gift, right? It doesn't have to be expensive, right? But then again, the financial stress and the pressure to compare yourself with other people, when you're seeing people online showing how they bought these gifts. I'm having a good day, sweetie pie. Prudence, hope you're doing well as well. And hi to the others that just joined me. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you so much. Darian 2500. Thank you so much for joining my live. Today we're talking about a very interesting topic. Today we're talking about Christmas and the hidden emotional effects of what it really does to people because it's been commercialized. It's about buying, 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 and more buying. Okay, if it's not more food, it's more presents, it's more clothes, it's more everything. They glim and glamour now. Remember that Christmas used to be a very spiritual and communal time where people come together and celebrate each other and celebrate. The Christians will celebrate the birth of Christ. Even Christians, they've forgotten about the birth of Christ when it comes to Christmas. Now they just focus on one thing: buying, commercialization, buying more and more and more and more. The festive season used to be a deeply spiritual and communal time, a period of sacred reflection, family unity, gratitude, and religious meaning. Okay, religion gives you a foundation and a belonging. Okay, it has its positive sides and it also has its negative sides, right? But however, even the so-called religious people have even lost the meaning of Christmas. They don't focus on Christ and love and all the other good things. They focus on buying, commercialization, and comparing. People come together from different areas. They work in different cities. They go home and they compare siblings, compare what I have, what you don't have, what you achieve, and all those things. People don't understand that it's not about the material success. It's about who you are. Who have you evolved in the last 12 months to? You understand that kind of thing. Instead, it's becoming something else. But today it's evolved into commercialized performative holiday, as I said, a show off, and emotional consequences run deep, right? Than most people realize. It's actually a deep emotional effects on people, right? But the unseen, unspoken emotional effects that people silently experience during this time, during this time, okay? Also, the comparison, the financial stress of Christmas is really, there's no need for you to be stressing, but because society and the world dictates it to be so, it's a commercialized environment. You understand? If you like my life, please go ahead and share with your communities and your friends, okay? This is an interesting topic to talk about. So, what is Christmas to you as individual? What do you think Christmas is all about? Is it about dressing up, about decorating, about having bling and buying gifts, or just traveling and about hosting events? What's Christmas for you? What does it mean to you? And I'm not talking about what was taught to you as a child, Because what you practice as a child at home, what your parents taught you, it normally changes. And when you're an adult, because now you decide to own and have your own traditional cultural practices for Christmas with your own family, or maybe if you're single, because not every single person is married, right, or has a family. So what does it mean to you, right? Is it a celebration, right, of family and friends, or is it just a celebration of you getting drunk, you over consuming alcohol? What does it mean to you? When a spiritual celebration becomes economic obligation, people feel, number one, guilty for being able to afford, for not being able to afford these things. Because now it's becoming an economical obligation. You're obligated to keep up with the Joneses. You feel guilty for not being able to afford certain things like the turkey, the Christmas puddings, and those things are gone expensive now, right? Very expensive. Stressing, trying to meet expectations, trying to meet the expectations. Anxious about debt because you're building debts on your credit card because you're trying to now buy these things and please everybody else, causing anxious debts, right? You get anxious about your debt you're creating on your credit card, right? Embarrassed about saying I cannot do it, I can't afford it. When all the siblings are together, for those families that come together at this time, I can see the competition. It's there clearly, right? So it's like, okay, what can you afford? What car you driving? What home you live in and stuff like that? Who's your wife? People come together for all the wrong reasons Christmas time, forgetting what the initial intention of Christmas is all about, right? So you feel embarrassed about it, that you cannot afford certain things. Money becomes more important than anything, than the meaning of Christmas. That leaves emotional scars. It's all about competing, right? Family trauma gets triggered. Yes, remember those type of families that have issues. Now, all families have issues, or families come together at this time, and the family traumas get triggered now because so I'm thinking of all the things you've done during my childhood, all the things you've done recently, and it's triggering, those type of things because people don't deal with their issues before, like right through the year. They don't talk, they don't communicate, they avoid each other. Now comes festive. Now we have to come together because ma and dad wants us to be together, right, as a family, right? So that's where the family traumas get triggered. Unhealed family wounds, childhood memories as well, unresolved conflicts with your siblings will pop up at the time, grief for lost ones and lost loved ones. Like, for example, you lost a dad or you lost somebody, you come together and you're sort of still grieving about that whole concept. You understand? All emotional patterns pop up as well. You understand? These things pop up when people get gathered together and family traumas begin to be triggered. People are forced to back into environments they feel misunderstood in, right? They're forced to be environments where they forced to be in environments where they judged, because it's our family tradition for us to come together as a family every Christmas, every festive. We come together for a few days right before Christmas and Boxing Day, right? That can be very toxic if you haven't dealt with those issues. Now we're sitting here, we're getting triggered, now we feel judged, we feel unappreciated by our other siblings, right? So the season becomes emotionally heavy, not a joyful experience. Loneliness is a big thing, okay? Loneliness feels louder during togetherness season. Remember that festive period is togetherness season. However, we haven't really mastered our relationships. We haven't really mastered our relationships. Now we're coming together. We feel forced because it's a family tradition for us to come together. So we feel forced and obligated. And yet we've been avoiding these people the whole year. We've been avoiding these people that we grew up with. But somehow there's some issues that we've had right as we became adults. So now we begin to avoid each other. So now we come to December and we have to face these triggers and face each other and start criticizing each other, and then the meaning becomes lost.